Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you three major big stories. First, the Nuer community launched a big plan to change and unite its traditional law. Second, a South Sudanese activist said is facing threat and intimidation for speaking out. A third, the story of a former Upper Nile governor who is accused of harming his own people. And before we proceed, please, I would like you to tap the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell. So whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Stay with us for this full program as we go deep into each stories. Let's begin with our first top story from Juba. The Nuer community has taken an important step to unite its traditional law. Over the weekend, elder, chief, scholar, youth, and Nuer members from the diaspora came together in Juba for a 3-day conference. The meeting focused on marriage, dowry, and compensation laws, which are different in different parts of the Nuer land. These differences have caused confusion, division, and sometimes unfairness among our people. General James Osmai, who is the chairman of the Nuer community in Juba, say it is time to harmonize the law. He told the gathering, "We have had a disunity between eastern and western section of the Nuer. Practice around marriage, dowry, and compensation vary widely. This conference was about creating one common law to govern us all." One of the biggest topics was dowry. In the past, dowry was between 25 and 35 cows. But today, some families demand 120 to 200 cow, and some put a price of up to $300 per cow. General Osmai said his trend is unfair and is hurting the youth. This trend is hurting the youth so that youth cannot afford. If someone is asked to pay 120 cows at $200 each, that is nearly $25,000. Where will a young man find that kind of money? Because of these high dowries, many young men are now entering informal marriage that are not recognized by the community. We create more social problems. The conference decided to set a standard value of $200 per cow and to encourage all Nuer sections to keep dowries reasonable. Another topic was whether parents should demand higher dowries based on how much they spend on raising or educating their daughters. General Osmai say this should not happen. Raising your daughter is your responsibility as a parent. It should not be used as a reason to demand more cow or money. The plan to harmonize the Nuer customary law will continue beyond Juba. Organizers said they will hold consultation in other Nuer areas inside Juba, inside South Sudan, and also with the diaspora abroad. The community will use historical legal texts, including 1942 Nuer Customary Code, an updated version from the liberation struggle, to create one modern framework that reflects today's realities. Diaspora communities will also take part through the NAT Institute, a cultural and research body helping Nuer professionals abroad to contribute their views. General Osmai said that this new customary law will be a living document, open to change and improvement as society grows. He called on all Nuer communities at home and abroad to support the initiative and take part in consultations. The final draft of the harmonized law is expected to be ready in the coming month after more engagement with local leaders and the wider community. And now to our second story. A well-known South Sudanese activist by the name Terma Nyangat, we say, is facing threat of arrest and intimidation from the country's security service. Let me share this photo with you. A well-known South Sudanese activist, Terma Nyangat, we say, is facing threat of arrest and intimidation from the country's security service. Terma Nyang is the executive director of the Center for Peace and Advocacy. He told Radio Tamazuch on Sunday that a contact inside the National Security Service wanted him that A letter authorizing his arrest could be signed at any time. Be careful, he said. There is a letter now. It can be signed at any time by the director for me to be arrested. He was told. Termanyang thanked his contact for the warning, but he said this is only the latest in a pattern of harassment, including a strange phone call asking about his location. He said, such words are continuous. They are monitoring my movement and intimidating me. This is very serious for me. Termanyang, as a elected diplomat and international human rights organization about the threat, he believes he is being targeted for his criticism of government spending, human rights record, and high-profile political cases. He said, now they want to push me out because I am very vocal. He condemned what he called government strategy to profile and harass activists, journalists, and human rights defenders to silence critical voices. I am not a criminal. I'm just doing my work within the law of South Sudan, he said. If I see something that is not going well, I don't see any reason why the national security should look for me. He called on the government and the international community to protect civil society members and independent journalists, stressing that they are not enemies of the state. And Termanyang warned that continued violence could worsen the country image ahead of South Sudan human rights review in Geneva in 2026. The National Security Service did not respond to requests for comment. South Sudan government has often been accused by human rights groups of suppressing dissent and targeting critics. This is not only about one activist, it is about the safety and freedom of all who speak out. Our final top news is about Kwang Shorale, the former governor of Upnal State. Kwang Shorale was recently removed from his position by President Salva Kiir Mayardit during his time in office. He was accused of using his power to harm his own Nuer community. In a short period of time, his forces reportedly bombarded areas like Nasser, using helicopters and even incendiary chemical. Children's mothers and the elderly suffered. Many were displaced from their home. Members of the Nuer community, both in South Sudan and in the diaspora, have condemned Kwang Shorale for his violence. They say he should have protected his people instead of attacking them. Kwang Shorale may have believed he would stay in power for life, but now he has been removed, leaving behind wound and pain in the heart of the Nuer people. Community leaders said this is a lesson for all politicians. Do not be used by those in higher position to harm your own people. Today you have power, tomorrow you may have none. President Salva Kiir Mayardit has appointed another man by the name Jacob Dollar to the position, but some in the Nuer community are already calling him a traitor, saying he may be used in the same way as Kwang Shorale has been used. They want him not to repeat the mistake of the former governor, or he too may face condemnation and removal. For now, many Nuer civilians remain displaced. Some living in refugee camps is still struggling with the effect of decisions made by their leaders. This is not just a political story. It is about human life, about children, mothers, and elders who should never be caught in violence. Anar malake nyam ka na diatin kontin barwani lingwaseme ke nyam kan kono nyam mi jirami jidit gwaseme gorno jin bi channel Changfied YouTube channel bi je subscribe wan mi mo bi yen le bin ka LinkedIn ka tok kawaini kana tok nat gwad me banner watch no ketin kono lat karodian banner watch ka dolan chadol anetin kontin Nuer community mentere which ka juba jala do kan chicken ngot chicken gorno bi kan ka nyok ka migui kan ka ban jome ban jelin kela kan kono ni ami jiram jidit ko subscribe ko notification bell ko jetwan ko bitindi al kon lat ko ngwasme bi kan shwa mala shukki chana yeto gwasme ka lera nyam ko lera kon wanka Nuer community tintere wi ka juba no chika nyur ka kwi traditional law ki ngot kani bikan ngot bikan gamat gwakel chigi nyur ka jan weekend ki kani dangro jokaten paiwa chi ngwani kane dit ka kwar no kane dialan content gwana to goal amane ite mo tibera arba rewi ki juba wa chicken tika dol ko konin dang diok ke kwi ngoni mensual ke customary law en dola dana cha dola ken ku ka raja long ka kwikwen kana hoktin kontin yor ka pinya la dawri ano kana do badana la mistake mi jeng mashala ran do bala ngwag la ka yor ka pinga je dong charan nang ran ka yude ka hode de yor pinya ki ka yude de yor pinya ne shikarwaitin re Nuer community ke liu ka gon Nuer dial wa ken shikarwaitin ka do badana tana ka de ka je kana do badana de dial de ka mat ka je ngai kon no Nuer tiken ke different law ke ko shing na gon to gol to kon ke eastern ke western kan go dial ko ken tete ko ngot gol no cha gor no ngot ken dial lat gwas kel de na mo ko ngot me per cha jo mo cha jala no kan ngot dial content re Nuer waja kan Nuer ko be te de mu ditalong antame cha guje no ba ngot to ba ka mat gwas kel ba different ante ke ki de ga ante ke ba jo guj ko ken wa they are creating confusion ke division anyok sometime wana no chikarodian chenga gwa ke tele per so kuje mo chagu jeno binadil nyur ko ba per ba jalat Gerald James Osmai ajaram dan la chairman Nuer community re wiki juba jen charai ko kingoni a chene di alten content gwaza mo tin te gwaza na lokuluktin no ke gwadul kana moni ka do dan de ngode gari ale kaje chega jogo no nene kon to kon ke disunity ke tele kon mat kam no kon ke eastern kana western section re Nuer ka kuje mo gor kon no bana gwich ka ta danen kuna ka je kan yutun kon ki ok kon la yor ka pin kan do badan la na la ka chol ka je mete kri mu chito are dul kana mo shikan rajan wonene bi kan come on low mi ben wadi alba kamat bi kan di alaka ala ngot te bin di alba kamare duan wari bi kari alaka ko jandan bunaren gen ka je chajo mo chajalat Allah men di ci ga right tin longa qui ok ten kon la tup ke tin kam ke netin kon tin chanya den cha ka kwen wa ka kor gwade dane shewe ala ok te kon la yor ke pin ka kwen ware ko ke jandang ro de die o ka ok te jandang jok wi de die jandang ro de ken jandang de in between ka ok kon la yor ke pin la do wori ke ok ten tup ke me kwen kanyal din do won walle che togon onene je te ka shema ne nat re duaran kon e kon shal ken ware te gor ko ba nyaden ba je kwen ko 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 koru di jandang ro o ka kudangro ok to kor jandang ro kudangro be ge je no teram de ka luang ka chala ro nyod je no an wa yankel karwada re Nuer tam ko ka je te ka kudang diok US dollar mi ken go yor pin ka yankel cha je no ko bi yang be ko a ci general los mai shela ro ne jen mi ne me je ne tele permiaten ano de tana de ka kwen ko kor jandang ro wona ko kudang ro ken ngani chicken bu kwen ko cha de ti cha bu luang am wi kon ram kel yoro kor jandang ro ok to ko jandang ro yoro ka pin ke wona ko kudang ro ando ti yankel take $200 alo chere me ram kel point there you to show ko $25,000 there ka yor pin mi mo yoto ngwalong angam de ka jek ador ngana te ka yoro totone te yoro 25,000 de there yor pin ka queen te do cha de luang teram de ka luang chala ro ne me peke me de yor pin ko mo ya jene nono wa tele ngat me be kwen ka kan runti tente de kontinene jene ka kuje mo ko sha pek kwen cha je yonial cha yonia malong ne di konti la ngwen te tiene chicken be kwen duno bu ngwen bu kan gwar bu kan korwet bu kan gwar bu kan ka kwal ka ngai kon diala no ne me cha je recognize ke cha je ngi Nuer community wi mon kele won ba nyal ba je rut ke nyal ba je kwal ko mu cha nyal cha je kwal ke cha je rut wana mo ba hoke ba ka yot pin o well die o jandaro and all that but la kene ku che chit ka pe ga dana ko na je chang dar ka kwen chang dar akel mu gwalong mi jang ne dial ko blodien beted mi cha nyal cha je kwen ka chang dar kajan re dul kana mo ki lu ko moni min china nyutin chala do ne dew jeno de yanke de yelat ka kudangro aken ala $200 ka yankel mi ramagor kwen den der kudangro dollar der ka europe ngi yankel ngai kon ben o peg me ping mi di long mi chede gwa ko en kudangro $US brand ko kulo jingne changa ni salary ki men kap ka te tanal ti kudangro dollar chicken go chop na modero kulo gwade bane ti gwa ga ne tin konti dong te ka kwake te ka hok special ne kon enterar bane kon dawo chicken dem longa mi na mo ne me gore gwet kane kon lan wore mara diana chicken nyoko right tin gwa se me en jerol gado so mai chicken right ka kwi di ga ne te kon ndap ko gwar nyet ne dap ko gwar nyet gwa de me wa kane tin konti yot ka pek kun yot ka genial lar ken no chine nyada chine tungwan chine ke spin ke kwide chine nang dul gor ke chine miet ke kujamo baje ba nyada baje dil kwen kok tungwan chi general los ma che jela do ne na me la du general mi mo me la diet gatka te ram chi je force no jin e pede ke moje ka dwor ke nang dul gor ka your responsibility as a parent so me che guje no nyadu mi en wo shi mo ke kwak tungwan chi bi jang go je ne rami mo dong e ko shi tungwan dis pen geje chingi chit ke jor ke chingi chit no shi jan ta nyadu so kuje mo your responsibility as a parent no bi mo ke kwak kugu ni jangwane telephone nang je dul gor ke che to university che ja ko to bi kwak no ka pingdi ajeno chagwar wala kana gwar kada diala to brand badil yoro wokti chukwe jandang ru diej ke jandang diok alo bi yankel bete 200 US dollar but still tele mishana lat an 18 konti la pare no gasme na me opinion kan ite konti tere ke juba chikan kulat gasme ne kan bi kan yoko mu kan ka ngote konti cha ya pinke 19 and 42 kan Nuer customary court and ba kenemen pai ngotin konen pai gor ken gwado kan dial ba ka par ba man gwatin men dong de ne dial de ken de no gwat kel ba ka gwich yo ma cha gwi no dob dem na wo jamane ba je kule lalet chala do ba ne konen terar ka diaspora ba ka chole ken ko bi can participate many we dial ko ken ten content no tiketin kirol content no tiketin ko ba Nuer customer ba je kule la kel jabe pe ko juba karwade chala do ba je lat commercial ken na institute cultural and research body mi ben wer dial bakalok ko ba customer lo ba je nyoko mi gwe keje kamane dial content wana mo big participate ka do badana dong de kan ngot de kan ga jako ba kare alika general los ma chela do ne a new customer lo mane bala living document key document medicine mi shabe ger do no ba je gere ne tambella la open to change and improvement as society grow alo ba je lep yo mich ko wona na ko mi pina mi sina ger den ba nyoko waje gerba nyok cha be gang ni jen wo che chuto che jo mo che kwene nono chala do ba Nuer community tinte dor Nuer kan ne dial kontinte winten ko ken gan dial ba ga chol ko bi ken do badanan ba ngodati ba ga keje bi ken ka bi wa final drop ba je kul lat ka core penalty be in the coming month ko bina ko right ke local leader kan wider community kin wali ala content wi mon jo me der gwa en go diyen link ka kujimone chana ben ka mandadien ban right ka key activists wut Nuer mishal ter manyanga which mi cha jogo no jin ba je yen re which ka juba kan kon yam please gorno bi channel bi je subscribe mi dongo jiram mo jidi mi la jidit gwas mani ka Changfied YouTube channel no please ku subscribe a later manyang ramkel mi well known kiram ngaike betur de be nywa kel gwadame wudenen yen mo gwadame jen shwale ter manyang gad which chela do ne jene chaje la chaje gore national security no jen baje yen re wiki juba Termanyang jen executive director ka Center for Peace and Advocacy she radio tamazu che jogo no ne ke Sunday and o te ke ne de cha yo de ka ala national security service she kana mo ke warning no gor ka no bi kana yen kana shi ke warga chi kana gor warga mo shido no baje tan ko baje ka baje yen ka Blue House national security service jare warga kan mo cha mo ke warning ka cha jogo no ne ka do mi cha gore en termanyang cha jogo no ne be careful. There is a letter now. It can be signed anytime by the director for me to be arrested. Ajana chajo mo chaja laran wojin tirodu. Te warga ke kelan tema ka warga mo chetiaka no bajetan. Chudon tan de karwade mo jetanya director and point of jen abajo yen ka jodan chalade. Termanyang charamdan chi lara chaje jogi che loide tedbo ko chaja mo ke warning duno che laro nene jenna me ajen do badan jigre wi ka South Sudan neten kon tin activists kan neten kon la journalist la ka monitor lora ba ne gor ke jen wo ga ka jot ken ke cha gor no ken de ka jodi ende ken lef ajen mishir na me shi magwa ajen na me en wo ba na ba ki intimidate ke ba ji kep ko bomon wo ngum la ro ke ji no of course ga konter manyang gen la gor ne siang no la kume la ja lera man dana dera lara shit ko do badana nakana ka je la ka juga ne me che chuong men ni do badana cha da ma cha cha je yen ka je la ka juga no we dan che bo niam gor je no ne dial la de kan we ka do mo gwana jen me de South Sudan dera je nang re malka ami nga yene ka shenge dan e to ka luk da ma char ka chen dang rawi de ro ka pai bang man ron kin dang ro jan dang rawi de dit ter ma nyang jen che je ne lo we gwalo ka da ma cha tried and when me cha chop cha ju no jini she tam she bel e jo kan tam kan bel in the state chwa yene je kan chu kana kap chu kana jalre wi ka juba ke 1 hour cha wi de cha je mo ke bi ma char ko she bu kule gwich ka jene cha je torture ba cha je pim gwa de dan teten a chiter manyang point de wan meni che chu guje no me jal ke je jen dong e jen tok de ki dong ba chu yene je ki dong de jen nak bone kane te kon je chi je yen duno go kore Michel Lunjo ko cha bu jugo no jin men kenin tame card te jimo ID card mi jel ke je mi nyodo no jen activist a cha jo du mi che jen card mon tame che de gwa ke je to ay yo pel no ka jena cha je jal re wich ka korta ka mi kujina gwada dane nanketin ko cha jare wich ka kore wa chu phone call to wan chu you receive kana text messages ati yo jen o jin baji yen mu wi ngot ka wo ni amla gori no kala de ku mala je jo antama nyoda je gwan wo de gorko no biken termanyang biken joda biken abat jen jo dana chalat jen che he condemned what he called government strategy to profile and harass activists, journalists and human rights defenders to silence critical voices. You need to teach a guy you can normally get a moshimogwa. And all the journalists, human rights defender, they and Jordan about Jena Moshi Chuang. I check a jugono and share a me criminal, share a me jail. Laden what South Sudan, Laden and Guanajan Code South Sudan there to Kamal. But more national security more can work away. And we cannot become Yaneke, Kacha Gurno de Jonah de Jelling, Jenamo, a Mijaka long Shimogua, Cheso the Ranche and Kamal, but Yarso Sudan. A Nyogba, a Michiramene, a Jenny, Beso Sudan, Bejaka, Wake, Jagalong, a human right review, mobile at Geneva, K2026 and Bay. National Security Service. Telejo mu cikana lat ka gwada danin shawar ga chajo gor kaje ko chajo gor ka radio tamazuj ka ta dan citar manyang juk chajo threaten ano gor kaje no jen deje yen chawar ga chajo gor mu agar warga mu waje tan kwarken kene kontin gor jen o de ga ter manyang de kene yen and then bater manyang baje chu yen jome adi yen link ka kwitar manyang ano gor kaje no jen baje yen chana nyoka right gwasame kaler do din Kwi Kwang Shorale, former governor of Upper State. Kwang Shorale, Jen Charge Watch, ka position there. President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Ka gwazi dane take office, Jen Charge Gwanyalungo no Nuer Chaganak, Ki Nuer community, tin gwazi dane betin, Janat Chaganakten. Ka Korgon Motor along may take a power, Jen Che Dorn Nuer Chagadak, Chen Nasir, County Chajadak, Jen Nuer Chagawanke chemically. Kel helicopter te kone ken ka jake kuma Uganda menu kuma SSPDF ketede kena kirmi yadit shugat dong ngwani ene ran mute ngwad mo shuga joj wanga na ka wanga dul no ka wanga winware kwene dial shuga jojo joine ka kem ka jo chalat bwasme la Nuer community kelu chikan me chala kwang chorale chikan condemn no me jekalong kwang chorale che violence je lat Nuer community gwada dana betin ko dong dara gang ne ko la Nuer ne state che gore je no ben Nuer no bekanak ka taye dana cha use ke je ken mi yadi kwang shora le do badana wo ke je wa ken ngaje no de je wojba sometime gwe je no dong dara te ka power but wo je mo ke je gwe je no je wo ke je ka kwi ko wa che lu no dara eyewitness ni to wan dara ka gor ko de ka testify against Dr. Machar bana me shi janda na right konga kwide mo right konga kwide janane kwang shora le jen che bon me dine jen long kan Nuer che banke che loy Nuer ngwan che ja jet ka taye dana chan wer cha nak tet ka de ka governor ngai kon dial madan le roda en me karwar de la listen kan Nuer dial kon la politician ka community leaders ano jin me baji use an 18 content nial jet ke kir ma yadi ko jin bune ko bu ko nak ke bi ka chenga jega long ngay ni gwan wone ne an power mo ci bijantin ka kor gwam ber power on point de bijantin ko shi pek te du kale yo ko ne ji ka jan gwasa mani so en listen me chalet ka kwang chorale der la listen ba kan ide ko kien ko de ka lantern ano power dana take ji der dil bad ba der le don bang che de me kwang chorale entame ke do loro bang ka tetka president kir ma yadi la ja kwanya ko jin bunwer be kan kan tame charade che nyom kwanya je wudi shalke Jacob dollar je kwanya ka position governor kwang chorale ko benwer ba le na ham nyoko chetka do be dane chala da kwang chorale duno chinwer community chikana kuli jogo no nene shumi chitka dun kwang chorale shujelet chol kana ba no ba a traitor ko ngoda ba kwanga je the same system same regime mentike men meraike kin me yadi ano lat je gwa kwang chorale wachi surprise ko janda lat kan won bo akir duno kwale jogo no nene shu community du chujela target ko mu wije la dina ba bishene ke kwang chorale gwan mi shia dor no shia je binen karun to wan tia bin kire kwang chorale tama charo da yar kan wari jana chaje wi ke chan wari shega nak bukulo wana dien beshing ne juba ke betaka panal kwai ke manan bro da lat ka kor gwaden be wat che mi je ga long je lat ka gat ke ka community de ko chaje bile guje gwa menu wo chaje wo ka jo dan chalat gwa se me wache gwa no de kan shine me de kan repeat kan kon lakwar ko nuari ngai kon tama re wi kana sir alone teram tere which no kanasir teniken ne to kontila ne kirmi yadit nuere kontin ko le use ajo me digen linkata dana chalat ke jenono kwang chorale da la listen kan nuere dial kata dana dana che me che use ano jagan nuere jaga na ka kan tema finally chaje ben yok kam woy ke jen you have been watching Changfied News today. We talk about the Nuer community effort to unite its law, the threat faced by activist Termanyang Gadwich, and the painful story of Kwang Chorale term as a governor. At Changfied News, we believe in telling stories about stories that matter to you, the story of our people, our leader, and our future. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share this program so more people can hear these stories. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.